I forget. AJ Styles did.
Yeah.
Yep. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Good Old Fashioned Philly Wrestling Podcast. We are here to talk about the Royal Rumble 2022. My name is Rick Reinhardt. I'm here with Alan Fenstermaker. Alan, how you doing?
Good, man. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. Just kind of hanging out, you know? Now, I'm just wondering what your thoughts were about the Rumble. I thought this year it was pretty good. This didn't go off, did it?
It's still on, yeah.
Okay. What a turnout. What a crowd in that building. That was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, it was a pretty good turnout at the for the Royal Rumble, and I know honestly the biggest thing that got me in that match was Brock Lesnar won the Royal Rumble matchup this year. That was wow. Like Brock Lesnar and Brock
How many has he won now?
I'm not sure offhand, but I know it should be good because Brock Lesnar is gonna either be facing either Roman Reigns or Bobby Lashley for either the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship.
I can't keep track with all the belts going around, but I gotta say, Brock Lesnar took down the Rumble, and I mean, what I think about the Royal Rumble, you know, it's like I remember the years of all these different Rumbles, and it's like to be back in like '89 or '90 or '91. To think that this is where pro wrestling would be. I would never have thought that. However, I will say that this Royal Rumble match was better than what I've been seeing lately. They have a new commentator there. I really liked his style. I don't know. It was just different than what they've been doing. It's hard to put your finger on what it is.
Yeah, no, like it should be interesting to see like who Brock Lesnar will choose to face. Like in a way, I kind of like to see him face Bobby Lashley. Yeah, I see that again because at the Rumble, that match kind of ended kind of like in some controversy because Roman Reigns came in and ended up getting back together with Paul Heyman and cost Brock Lesnar the match. So like you got to think Brock Lesnar would probably is going to want to get some revenge on Roman Reigns for what happened. But then again too, like he probably want to like get some level of payback against Bobby Lashley and get to have that match. But also, too, I kind of like to see them do like a triple threat match. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, and then put both titles on the line where in this match at WrestleMania, make it different than every other years. And all this two title bullcrap where WWE seems to be a company where everybody gets a title no matter what. It's like kind of like the participation trophy where like you get a trophy just for participating where WWE is giving, oh yeah, you're participating, we're going to give you a belt and making each belt worth less because there's so many of them going around. So
I agree, it sucks.
Yeah, so what they should do is like have a triple threat match at WrestleMania, use this as the perfect angle to do it. Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, both titles on the line. Whoever wins that match gets both belts and unifies them.
Man, that's a great idea, Alan. That needs to happen, man. Wow. Yeah, we're going to do some ratings on WWE stuff in one of our future episodes, but it's getting to a point now where I think that it is feeling very natural to rate what's going on because the fans here at the Pro Wrestling Archives, the fans worldwide deserve their voice to matter. And I think that's the biggest thing that needs to change with pro wrestling right now is the fans' voices need to matter.
Yeah, exactly, because wrestling is nothing without the fans, and like the fans deserve like a really good product, and in order for wrestlers to be at the top of their game, they need to know what the fans think.
And I mean, let's be honest, man. The people, you know, what do we got left, man? Wrestling's the last culture that we have left from our childhoods. I was born in the 80s. So the people's voices got to matter. It's got to matter. And it means too much to us. Think about the grueling times we just went through with this pandemic and all the other political bullshit and all the other fucking nonsense that's been happening in all the cities in this country. And just think about, like, we need it, man. Like, I got to say this, and this is going a little bit off topic, but in AEW recently, this was maybe about a year ago when the pandemic was starting, I turned it on, and in the middle of the TV, broadcast or whatever, Jericho had somebody in a grueling Walls of Jericho, and you could just feel the emotion of the people and the people wrestling, and it's the excruciating agony that is becoming way too present that we have to cut out, but that still does need to be expressed. And, I hope the guys in WWE hear me when I say this. I mean, that's an artist thing. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, like I know the pandemic did kill things for WWE for a while because they were doing shows without the fans. And I know it was, be it as it may, I know it was better than nothing, but in a way it was kind of different to watch, in empty arena shows. But then it was kind of cool, they had the screens with the fans on it and all too, so that so you could still get the whole aspect of fans being there. But now that live events are starting to come back around again, it's pretty cool getting to see all the fans in there because wrestlers feed off the fans. That's how it always is. And how Stone Cold even said back when he was wrestling, he would spend an exuberant amount of times in the ring after the match, just celebrating, having a beer with the fans and everything.
Getting back to the Royal Rumble, I gotta say, AJ Styles, excellent showing. Somebody that has had a good WWE run, but he's on a certain level of this wrestling stuff. Whether it's a technical thing or whether it's an agile thing or whether it's a psychology thing. You could tell this man has done his homework and he's got a long career ahead of him. Another one kind of like Taz, where Taz more so than AJ Styles, but that he's got kind of a backwards career where his greatest stuff that he's done is early on, and then his later stuff it's still really good. It's just maybe it's just not being properly utilized or recognized for what it is.
Yeah, and then another cool thing in that match too was you had Umas. He used to be AJ Styles' former bodyguard, which kind of reminded it's funny because when you think about it, AJ Styles came out at the Royal Rumble, he gave a Shawn Michaels pose when he came out, and when you think about it, Umas used to be AJ Styles' bodyguard, kind of like how Kevin Nash, Diesel used to be Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, and then just recently we saw AJ Styles and Umas break up, and to see them both in the Rumble match together, that was something. You didn't know what was gonna happen, and that's one thing I miss about WWE. It's unpredictability. Anything can happen.
Yeah, the big guy, the 7'4" guy, man, that's his name.
Umas, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he went a little Giant Gonzalez in this Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying, man? He was it's cool that he's a real giant, but you could tell he didn't know what he was doing, and this is the unfortunate thing about what's going on with the wrestling on television is just they're letting people get away with way too much when they shouldn't be out there. I mean, it's no diss to them, man. The dude could kick my ass, but they kick some ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't buy into this whole fucking showbiz bullshit that's going on with it, where it's not even a good time of showbiz to be repping showbiz. We got to bring back that old showbiz, man. This new shit ain't cutting it. However, the Rumble in general seemed to be on that path. Great video camera work, great presentation, huge arena and turnout. I personally still would prefer if they outlawed smartphones at these huge venues, so we could so we the people could once again regain what we've always had, which is unity instead of individualism. I'm trying to think what else stood out to me at this Royal Rumble. Johnny Knoxville coming out. This is a crazy thing because I know that they have a new movie coming out. I know Bam Margera's not rolling with them right now. He's got his own thing he's got going on. He's working through. But, man, it's just crazy to see, Johnny Knoxville get in there and get into it with some of these guys. It reminded me almost of a Three Stooges thing, which I thought was kind of cool. I thought it was another kind of cool thing. Once again, Cornette didn't like it. That's where me and Cornette are different. As much as I love the man, I love his work. I love his knowledge. You know, I like that Johnny Knoxville was in that.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of cool, you know? Like, it was just, you don't have very many guys like that in wrestling today that are kind of goofy like that, like in a good way, not in a fucking bullshit bland way, you know?
Yeah, like one thing in the Rumble that really stuck out to me too, like towards the end, like when Drew McIntyre was in there and Brock Lesnar were in there together. That was kind of like shades of last year's Royal Rumble, where like Drew McIntyre eliminated Brock Lesnar to like win the Royal Rumble match to get his title shot at WrestleMania, to kind of like a respark between Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre again. But another thing I was thinking about too, like the whole comparison of AJ Styles and Umas versus and also Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash. It would kind of be interesting to see, like for one night only, like reunite Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash as in a dream match versus AJ Styles and Umas, to get the two of them, old school versus new school.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because I would like to see an AJ Styles versus Bret Hart match, because I know Bret Hart really likes his style. So, I mean, man, damn. I mean, we could dream book all night, man. But yeah, I don't know. Just real quickly about the Rumble. You know, I thought it was good. I saw that they were doing something different, and I saw that there's still a lot that can be done. And we just love the Royal Rumble stipulation, man. I mean, it's like, what a great gimmick match, conceptual match. I mean, like, man, like the Royal Rumble. Like, I look forward to January for the Royal Rumble. That's about it in January, you know?
Yeah, no, like another one that was pretty cool too was like getting to see like the opening match for the Universal title, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. How like Seth Rollins came out to the Shield's entrance music in that. That was kind of cool seeing that happen again too. Like in like the kind of give the fans a reminder of the Shield, like and have the two of them go at it against each other.
You know, here's something that I want to pitch to Vince McMahon real quick, and then we'll wrap up the show. And this is crazy, because I know there's a lot of different ways that people are going about this, but I have to say this, man, is if the WWE could preserve a culture that is being taken away from the American people, I would love to see that, you know, the party culture come back into WWE, because guys, you know, like the NWO and stuff like that could still have a place in wrestling that goes beyond, you know, being in the ring at 65, 70 years old or whatever it is that Hogan is, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'd like to see people just get back to hanging out, you know, just doing things that people do, you know, whether it's watching a pro wrestling show with each other, you know, instead of individualized on a computer or a smartphone. I would love to just see people get back together, man. And I don't know what it's got to take for that to happen, but it's got to happen, man. Everybody will benefit, man. And I hate to say this, man, because I never understood why stuff like, you know, overdoses or stuff like that happens. But, you know, the party, the gathering, it needs to be here to stay, man. We can't just pretend like the biggest part of our culture doesn't exist.
Yeah, absolutely. Like nothing beats like the gatherings and all too. It's like definitely a lot better than just sitting in front of a phone or sitting in front of
lonely out here,
or like just back in the old days where like we done have to check our devices and all too. Like we just had fun and lived our lives without checking no devices to check or anything. So like that's what I like to call it. Social distancing from the pandemic. Social distance from your cell phone. Good night.